Welcome to another fabulous episode of the Data Dialogues podcast. So today we are discussing marketing stunts with disastrous consequences. This is part of our series on interesting data and fun facts. So I am your host, Larissa Beckgood. I head marketing at PGM. And with me today, I have the fabulous Kristen Jones, who is marketing manager at PGM. So welcome, Kristen.
Hi, Larissa. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to take a look at these with you.
Yes, we had so much fun researching some of these, and we have some doozies for all of you. Marketing is a tricky game, and it can be hard when no one pays attention. As a marketer, you do your darndest to try to get your message out. And sometimes, unlike PGM, brands aren't really selling anything that somebody needs. They're all gimmicks. And this means that brands have got to stay relevant and they sometimes pull some wacky stunts so that we notice them. So, with that, I am going to kick it off with Meister's pool party. So, at a brand promotion in Leon, Mexico, the Jägermeister team proved they could not handle their liquid nitrogen very well. At this pool party in 2013, there were about 200 young people in attendance. I'm sure they were having fun. They were partying with their Jägermeisters. And of course, to increase the fun party atmosphere, the event managers decided that pouring liquid nitrogen over the swimming pool would create a pretty awesome smoky effect. And what happens is when you pour liquid nitrogen into chlorine, you get a toxic gas. People soon started to fall unconscious. Not good. Never good when, especially when there's a bunch of people who are swimming and probably intoxicated. Fortunately, no one at the event died. There was a 21-year-old man that did end up in a coma, and 8 others were hospitalized, but again, no one passed away. This was not a good stunt. I will remember this next time I go to the store for my liquid nitrogen, not to pour that into my pool. So yay, Jägermeister.
Wow, that's a scary one. All right. Dr. Pepper's treasure hunt. Cadbury Schweppes, who owned the soda at the time, decided to put on a treasure hunt for their soft drink, Dr. Pepper. In 2007, they hid coins worth various amounts of money. Participants needed to locate them using clues to get the cash prize. So one clue led to a graveyard, a 347-year-old graveyard in Boston. That was the resting place for, among others, John Hancock, Samuel Adams, and Robert Treat Paine. So the city quickly stopped the hunt after contestants started descending on the burial site. They were afraid of these people might start digging the place up. Dr. Pepper apologized, stating the coin should not have been placed in such a hallowed site. So something that really should have been obvious before people were running into a cemetery with shovels.
Wow, that is crazy. Like people like just digging up good old John Hancock. Leave him be. The guys, yeah, leave him be.
I mean,
Samuel Adams. Samuel Adams, like, among other things, like made beer. Dude deserves to rest.
any graveyard would be not a great idea for this
Right.
digging treasure hunt. Goodness.
So the next one coming in, LG's accidental riot. In 2013, LG promoted an event where they would release 100 helium balloons, and each balloon contained a voucher for a free smartphone. I can already see where this is going. People like their electronics and they are going to go nuts. They were expensive smartphones that they were giving away. They were valued at more than $850 US money. And those that turned up, they were playing to win. So when the balloons were released, the crowd brought out BB and started firing. 20 people were injured, and LG decided to probably cancel the remainder of similar events planned in other cities.
Yeah. I could already see that that one was going in the wrong direction. Domino's tattooed giveaway. Okay, this one was really interesting. Domino's bit off more than they could chew. with a bizarre marketing strategy, and this was in Russia in 2018. So, what they did was they asked fans to get a tattoo of the company's logo in a prominent place on their body. Photos of said tattoo uploaded to social media would win the contestant a lifetime supply of pizza. They did not seem to realize how many people would actually go and do that, take them up on this offer. They planned to run the campaign for 2 months and awarded the pizza to anyone with a tattoo that shared on Russia's Facebook-like social platform. After 5 days, just 5 days, they realized they had received so many pictures of tattoos, people tattooing the Domino's logo on their body, that they had to change the campaign to just the first 350 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, too bad if you were number 351 and you got that tattoo. I guess that's just something that you gotta live with. No free pizza for you.
That is so funny. I guess people love their phones and their pizza.
Definitely. It's too much. All right. Snapple's downtown flood. Snapple had launched a set of frozen treats and decided to promote it with a record-breaking stunt. They wanted to create the biggest popsicle ever made and stand it in downtown New York.
Ooh.
I could not imagine what would go wrong. This resulted in them trying to remove a 25-foot tall, 17.5-ton ice sculpture from a freezer truck in Manhattan on a summer day. Before they could even get the giant snap icicle upright, it began to melt. Strawberry kiwi pink goo began to flow down the streets, and police had to close down the road as onlookers made a run to higher ground. I bet that nobody was thinking they would wake up that morning and have a tsunami flood of strawberry.
Like where my mind went in Ghostbusters, they had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And this is going back for any of you who remember that movie, but it was like this gigantic marshmallow man that I think it was in New York. They like melted him, and so there was like marshmallow goo like all over the place.
First, before we move on, it's imagine having to clean all that up.
Yes.
That's what I want more information on. What was the cleanup process like? Imagine all
Yeah.
the sticky, like popsicle mess
Ugh.
everywhere for days, and the smell in the air. It's just too much.
Cats love letters. In an ill-conceived stunt in Spain, Fiat mailed letters to 50,000 women claiming to be from a secret admirer. Aw, this is no, don't be messing with some woman like this. There was no
Mm,
signature, there was no indication of what or who was behind the letter. The letters pretended to be from someone who had noticed the woman while looking at them on the street. Flattery and all that. He further said, I only need to be with you for a couple of minutes. Now it's actually creepy. And if it doesn't work out, I promise you won't forget our little experience together. Okay, so it went to maybe a little bit of flattering. Like, this is downright, like, creepazoid territory. They were decidedly creepy letters. Many women thought they were being stalked. A lot of women stayed in their homes feeling fearful until a second letter arrived 2 weeks later. And the letter explained that the first one had just been a marketing tactic and invited the women to their local Fiat dealer. The women, who were rightfully enraged, decided not to accept the offer. Fortunately for Fiat, this campaign predated the internet in 1994, so word of their creepy experience, their creepy stunt, really did not travel too far.
definitely. I can't in any world see how that would have been a great campaign. All right, Lay's rainy days. So Lay's, the chips brand that we all love, known as Walker's crisps in the UK, decided to run a campaign where participants could bet on when and where it would rain. Unfortunately, the company owned by PepsiCo in the USA did not realize how easy a competition like this would be in the UK, where it rains pretty much all the time. Many bets were soon being won. Although contestants only received a payout of £10 for the correct bet, soon payouts were over $600,000 US, and the company could not continue. So their attempt to change the rules halfway through limited how much participants could bet, but this led to a backlash, a strict warning from the UK watchdog for advertising standards too. So they banned the campaign from ever taking place again. I guess don't do something like this.
Yeah.
That's a weird one too. Like what? What?
Yeah. Why are we betting on the weather anyways? What does that have to
Yeah,
do with like what you just on the when it's a rainy day you eat your Walker's crisps?
yeah.
That to me is a little bit of a strange one.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's really strange. All right.
Yeah.
All right. The
Mm.
Cartoon Network caused chaos and panic across Boston with a marketing stunt. This one was also in 2007, the same as the Pepper Cemetery
Oh.
fiasco. Um, the marketing company they had hired decided to set up adverts on the city streets. They had an artist create boxes with LED lights depicting a character, Mooney Knight, from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, a new show they were promoting all over the city. So many residents panicked at the sight of these and called emergency services. At least one of these devices was seen as so suspicious that it was detonated on site. So some residents thought that the panic was ridiculous and mocked it, but they started a campaign placing stickers on devices like ATMs and parking meters reading.
Oh my gosh.
Others, however, took it very seriously. The artist behind the piece was arrested. And then Turner Broadcasting, the parent company of Cartoon Network, was ordered to pay out over $2 million to various security and law enforcement agencies that had been called as a result of this disastrous marketing stunt.
Oh, the life of a marketer. Of course, if you are looking for data-driven solutions, don't forget to reach out to us. We will not throw you into a sticky pile of strawberry kiwi glue and any of these other marketing stunts that went awry. Thank you all for joining us. That was another fun episode of Data Dialogues. And stay data driven, stay creative, and we'll see you next time.